Okay, hi. In the beginning of chapter 2, Winston had forgotten to close his diary where he had written all over down with Big Brother. And afterwards, Mrs. Parson, who is his neighbor, comes over and asks for help because the kitchen sink just has gotten blocked up. And Mrs. Parson is Mr. Parson's wife, who is a fetish but active man, as it is written, who was Winston's fellow employee at the Ministry of Truth. And at the ministry, he was employed in some subordinate post where intelligence wasn't required. And he was the leading on the sports committee. And after Winston have made the kitchen sink, he goes into the next room where Mrs. Parsons' kids are. And both of these kids were dressed up in like blue shorts, grey shirts, and red neckerchiefs, which were the uniform of the spies, which is some kind of school or... Oh, I just forgot to change the picture. But which is the uniform of some kind of boarding school or just a school or something. And the kids, they are mad and disappointed because they couldn't see the hanging, which is some kind of event that happens once a month, and it's a very popular spectacle. And then when Winston is about to go home to his own place, Mrs. Parsons' son shoots Winston in the neck with his catapult, where he afterwards belows Goldenstein after Winston. And at the time where he comes back to his flat, a clipped military voice from the telescreen was reading out loud a description of the armaments of the new floating fortress, which had just been anchored between Iceland and Faroe Island. And then afterwards, Winston takes his diary and starts thinking about this man O'Brien. And then suddenly a voice comes on telling that their forces in South India have won a glorious victory and that the action may well bring the war within measurable distance of its end. And then at the very end of the chapter, he writes a quote in his diary, like something about how he's wishing the past to be. And after he wrote it, he's recognizing himself as a dead man, and it becomes important to him to stay alive as long as possible. Yeah.